First of all, I want to thank the Montreal Wood Convention to allow me to speak to you today. If you have any questions during my presentation, don't hesitate to interrupt. I think it will be more useful that I just speak to you, okay? Normally it's a 2 hours presentation, so I will really shrink it, okay? So if you have any question after that, don't hesitate. From time to time, my English is not that good, okay? So I maybe need some translation from other people with my English. Okay, so the topic of today will be robotics in the woodworking industry and its relationship with the human capital. I will just try. I think you need to start up again because that was the last page of the PowerPoint. Exactly, part of the compression. Okay, so excellent. Okay, here we go, a quick agenda. So who we are, after that, cost and structure of a robotic project, development of integration of a robot, robotic in the woodworking industry, and finally, what's coming up. Okay, robot will change the face of the industry. I can guarantee you that. We just have a very good intervention, and it will change the manufacturing, but in one specific way. The labor that you got today will not be the labor that you will need tomorrow. During my presentation, I will talk more specifically about it. Okay, so who we are. So we are a robotic integrator founded in 1997. We do robotic integration in the woodworking industry for more than 15 years. We're located in Saint-Apollinaire, South Shore of Quebec City. We got 30 employees, mostly engineers, and now we cover the North American market. You could see there a quick history of our company. Okay, now a quick overview of the robot in the woodworking industry. So it's what's happening right now or what's happening like 5 years ago. Okay, where are you going to see robot in the woodworking industry? Handling. After that, you will see that in assembly, machining, and finishing. So a couple examples of handling, and I'm sorry, maybe the pictures are a little bit small. So there, you will have a robot loading a specific CNC equipment. After that, you will have a robot loading some mechanical equipment. Finally, on the upper left picture, you will have a robot doing a storage and retrieval system. What those system does is when you got a kit that you need to assemble at the end, you can produce, don't think about what you produce, and after that, you will reassemble the kit. Okay, after that, on assembly. You will see robotics in glue application, hardware installation, or in screw. Most of the time in North America, you don't have the big company that you will find in Europe or in Asia, so you will have a combination of those technology together. After that, let's move on to machining and cutting. That's where you will see less robot, okay? Why? It's because a robot is not precise as a CNC equipment. So when you want to do some machining with a robot, normally it's because you will combine those operations with other operation. An exception is when you want to do large envelope machining. So I don't know if you see that, but University of British Columbia have a robot, a big robot on a track to do totem. Is totem the right word? Yeah, okay, totem machining. So it's quite something. If you have the opportunity, go to the Advanced Wood Processing Center at UBC. After that, you will see robot on, whoops, here we go, on painting. So most of the time it will be furniture painting. Why? It's because it's a 3D model. And when you got painting, normally you got a human that will shoot the part. And if it's a flat panel, most of the time you're going to have flat lines that are a lot more efficient than robotics. So on painting, woodworking, mainly on furniture. Okay, so on lumber industry, here's the 3 big things that you're going to see. So again, oh, excellent. I just see that we got the, anyway, I don't know the word in English. Sorry about that. Okay, on the upper right, it's a timber frame palletizing. So you can find the 2 first pictures on YouTube, okay? Go on YouTube, type timber frame robot palletizing. It's been installed in Ohio, I think, in 2010. So it's a 2 robots at the end online that just take part by part and do a kit assembly and manipulate it. One of the most common things that you may want to look at for robotics, and I don't do that, okay? So again, there are specialized companies in Europe and North America that do that, is the label application. Label application is something that is really coming up in your industry. So look at it. The most difficulty is because normally, I will talk to it after, you need the precision with a robot. So if your stack is not precise, you will not be able to apply the label, but you will need a 3D vision system to recalibrate the robot. I will talk about it a little bit further, okay? After that, what's also coming up is something that will be installed in a Quebec company, very innovative company, so that will replace the automatic stackers. So this robot will take a part from a conveyor, and after that, stack it, palletize it perfectly, so it can be shipped directly to the customer. So you will see the robot is not as fast as a mechanical thing, but the advantage is the flexibility. This tooling can take part from 6 feet up to 16 feet. And like I said, in a couple of weeks, it's going to be installed in a Quebec company. Okay? That's where you're going to see robotics from lumber, mostly. Okay, big differentiation between a robot and other kind of automation. So robots are flexible. They will reduce floor space if you compare it to mechanical solution. But the cycle time is going to be higher. Why? It's because you see a robot cannot never be as fast as a big mechanical solution, okay? Robots, remember, are made for the automotive industry. They came from there. They need flexibility to do that. But when you need high speed, it's a combination of tooling and payload of the robot that you're going to need. The other thing is the precision will be less, like I said, on a robot on machining when you need precision. Robots are made for small batch automation. If you see your market moving into the reduction of the batch, you can look at a robot. If you see your market still going on big batch, don't look at a robot. Go on mechanical, okay? Okay, after that, a lot of people ask me, what is the cost of the robot, Tommy? It depends, okay? So I will start very quickly about what is a robotic integrator, what I do, what is my job. What I talk to you about that is because this is the kind of labor that if you decide to do internally, you will need, okay? Mainly, it's engineer, and not any kind of engineer. You will need engineers specialized in software, engineers specialized in mechanical, and engineers specialized in automation. Robotic is the combination of those three concepts. If you don't have that, don't try to integrate a robot by yourself, okay? So maybe you read that because I know that some people prefer to look and other people prefer to listen, but still I don't have time. I will skip up those PowerPoint, okay? Okay, what affects the cost? Mainly, for your industry, speed of the process. When you have like an automotive industry that got a takt time of, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes on the manufacturing line, a robot can do the job. When you get a takt time of 1 second or 0.3 seconds, that's not the same case, okay? So the speed of the process will increase the number of robots you're gonna need to do your job, okay? The other very big and important thing, and it is where a lot of people fail in robotics, it's positioning. The 0 point. The robot cannot have eyes. You can bring vision to the robot, but the real thing is you need to position your part in front of a robot. A robot is dumb, okay? When you buy a robot, you buy an arm. That's it. When it comes, it's like you buy a computer, but you don't have the mouse, you don't have the keyboard, you don't have the screen, and you have dust. You don't have Windows, okay? So you need to build your Windows, your keyboard, your mouse, your Word application if you want to type, and if you want to go to surf on the net, you need to build your Chrome or Firefox or whatever. So that's why you need all those skills. But when you want to do the positioning with a robot, with a dumb thing, it's hard. And that's where a lot of people fail on their project, and that's where you're gonna see the cost increase on your project. After that, other things, number of projects, weight, that's not that big thing. The last one that I want to talk to you about is really reliability. A robot is very reliable. That's not the problem. They're, again, from the automotive industry. So they are built to be 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, never stop. The robot will never be the problem if you decide to buy one. The problem will be the end of the arm, the software, the motherboard. A motherboard will crash, I can guarantee you that. Robots are very good, but on electrical component from time to time, not that good, okay. Because they need to do money on spare part, that's why. Okay, we're good with that? Okay, robotic project. So I will have a 4-minute video. I still have enough time? Okay, perfect. I'll go on a 4-minute video with different kind of robotic application that we have made, just to give you an idea. And during this time, I will explain you what's the robotics mean in the industry and with human capital. So let's go. It works. Okay. The main thing that I want to talk to you about is the change of labor. A lot of you guys are used to have the very bright guy, very intelligent guy that have a small degree. My generation, our professor told us, you need to go to university. You need to get a degree. So the guy that you usually have, very bright, you will not have that anymore. It's going to be engineer. And the main problem with what we have learned in the past, it's because everybody told us to have a degree. So now you have engineer that should not be engineer. That should have been technician. Try to hire a technician right now. It's going to be difficult. And it's across North America. Try to hire an engineer. You will find a bunch of those guys. Okay. After that, let's go there. Here's a couple of things that change on the implication of the robot, a different step. So you need to start with ideation, after that technical analysis. You move on to the choice of a supplier, negotiation, order, preliminary conception, detailed conception, fabrication, startup, installation, and postmortem. On those specific phases, I want to talk to you a little bit about them. The first thing is automation is human. If you think that because you buy automation, and I think most of you guys already have automation on your shop, but when you do an automation project, the big change is communication. You think that you buy something that's going to do it itself? Yes. But before it's happening, you need to have project management and communication. So a small detail in those different steps could cost you a shitload of money, okay? So a couple of things that I want to point out there. First thing, if you ever want to move on into a robotic project, if you are from Canada, call IRAP, CNRC Paris, IRAP, NRC, it's National Council of Research from Canada. They are very good technical advisor. They can not only help you into technical advice, but also into money. And they got a lot of money right now, okay? I can guarantee you that. On the last budget, I think they got 720 million for innovation. So if you got an innovation project, go to see them. Okay, after that, another thing that I want to point out, it's about the project versus an equipment. So if you are used to go at a show, like, I don't know, at Ligna, and after that you go at Ligna and you buy a line for winding or whatever, it's not the same case than when you buy a project. When you buy a project, the project management is very important. So if you don't have a very good tolerance into stress, if you identify yourself as a mainstream customer, not a visionary that can tolerate stress, tolerate increase our costs, or tolerate increase into delay, don't go into a project that's going to be a lot innovative, because you need to handle those things, okay? After that, I want to give you some example about how communication is important into a project. It's only metal example because I don't want you guys to recognize people that did those mistakes. It's all my customers, so I did also the mistake. So one of my customers wanted to weld cheminée. Chimney? Okay, chimney stuff. And the goal was to weld it, but in reality, the goal was just to close the gap. We spent 4 months trying to weld it on a TIG welding. And after that, the owner said to us, come on, you need to deliver now. And we asked them, yes, we have this and this problem. And we got also the project for management for the customer with us. He tell me, why you try to weld? I just want to close the gap. So just because the misidentification of the project goal, it took 4 more months. After that, in 2 days, we were closing the gap with silicone browns. And that's it, the project was going on. Just because we have the wrong project objective, okay? Another explanation is, not explanation, another case, if you don't use your labor, the guy that do the job actually, if you don't use it as part of your project, you can do a lot of mistake. Okay, so I don't have the time to do that, so use them. Okay, I will go quickly to where's the futures. So we have a very good presentation into what's going up in the 4.0 AI. What is the 4.0 industry? It's the fourth revolution. First of all, you got mechanization, after that mass production, computer and automation, and now the fourth revolution will be interconnection with automation. Okay. You're gonna recognize this. There's a lot of bullshit about 4.0 industry, okay, a lot. Don't try to buy anything. Everybody now, what is selling in 4.0 as, we're gonna show you in real time your production data. Yeah, that's great, but it's not just that. 4.0 industry is the interconnection of robotic, big data, security, etc. And you will not have the payback on your shop only by doing one of those. It needs to be interconnected. Let me give you an example of one of my customers. He buy a robot with an RFID tracking system with a big data. His payback was 2 years at the end, but not just on the robot. So the robot load and unload the CNC, and since he have always good part at the good time, his tack time as assembly was respect. So he never looked for those parts, and since he got RFID tracking combined with big data, he can now recalibrate in real time his production and change the way he assemble, change the emergency of the products. But if you just look at it at RFID, robot, CNC, big data, he will never obtain all those gains. To finalize, two things. One, cybersecurity. Very, 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 very important. How many of you did you ever got a ransom from the internet? I bet you remember. If you interconnect everything and you let a breach for a pirate, they will go there, they will plan a ransom, they will plan a virus into your computer, and now it's not just your computer that will be shut down. It's your a robot, it's your CNC, it's your mechanical stuff. You need to pay attention into that and divide your security, divide your network. Don't have an opening on your network, go directly to your equipment. Cybersecurity is not there yet, okay? Another example, and I will finalize with that, it's you're not that far behind the woodworking industry. I got the opportunity to go in Europe last year, see a lot of different companies. And I was the opportunity to see MagnaStair. This is the, I will say, the branch of Magna that is the most advanced into 4.0. And they're just starting 2-3 years ago. They're not there yet. So please, if you got something that you need to remember from my presentation, if you move now, you will not be late, okay? But you need to begin to move now. Not wait 5-6 years before coming a beginning of to collect something. And please collect your data. Maybe from today you don't understand the worth of it, you don't understand what it's worth, but in 5 years, to have 5 years of data, after that you will see the money there. So sorry that I have a little more time. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you.